me tell you a story.
Welcome to My Skeptical Sister.
I'm Megan, the skeptical one.
I'm Erin, the believer.
And are you mad at me?
Why would I be mad at you?
Well, I feel like something very passive-aggressive happened earlier, and I'm just curious if...
Did I not put an exclamation point in a text?
No.
Did I thumbs up a text?
No, it's mildly more aggressive than that.
Oh, okay. What did I do?
Well, like 2 days ago, I sent my child over. I feel like this might be why you're mad at me.
I'm really not mad at you.
Well, I'll be the judge of that.
Okay.
I sent my child over with her plate of food because she really wanted to go to your house.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked your daughter, Penelope, to carry the plate of food over, but it was too hot. So I gave her a pot holder, one of my nice pot holders.
Okay.
I put it underneath there. I said, here, can you carry that over? She, yeah, I got it. Comes over. Today, she brings me back the pot holder. I'm like, oh, thanks. I go to hang it up, and someone has clipped the little hangy part of it.
I promise you that was your kids. It was not mine.
The most passive-aggressive thing. I was like, the nerve of this woman. In fact, I got busted. In fact, I was like, well, ain't that a bitch? And then from downstairs, the 13-year-old goes, I heard that. I was like, I thought I was alone.
Wait a minute. Was I the bitch? No, I wasn't.
A little bit. No, I'm just like that. What do I do with this pot holder now?
I didn't do that. Now, it sat in my house for like 3 days.
That's why I think I pissed you off.
And
now.
Actually, if anybody, you might want to check Kevin for scissors because Kevin was like, whose is this? I'm like, it's Megan's. Oh, okay, fine. And then Miles would come over. He's like, Miles, take that when you go. And he's like, okay. Miles would go without the pot holder. Sans pot holder. And then every time he's like, quick, would you get that pot holder tonight? He goes, Miles, is that your pot holder? And he was like, no. He goes, it is. Take it home. So it might be Kevin. Then as soon as he left, he goes, whose bowl is this? I was like, it's Megan's. It's from Macy J.
Yeah, it's okay. It's starting to sound like it might have been Kevin. Yeah. Which that's fine. I get it. That sounds like his style. He would snip that off there like, what's she going to do with that now?
Yeah, he's not confrontational. He's Canadian.
He is Canadian. Yeah. So I now have a pot holder that I'm like, it can't go with its match. Like, I guess I'm just going to have to, I don't know what, get new pot holders. It's fine.
Probably sew a little loop in it.
No, it's fine. Let's let that anger fester. Let it be a reminder.
It was my husband's crime.
It was. Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think he did it.
Well, and what's really funny about it is that Miles never brought that over to me. Penelope did.
How?
I don't know.
I watched him leave my house with it.
I don't know, but Penelope was the one that brought it over and said, here, Aunt Maggie. And then...
Child. He sheds crap
items
everywhere.
I know. Really, somebody should teach him better.
I try. I make him come back in my house. I'm like, pick up your trash.
It takes a village, Erin.
What's happening here?
Takes a village.
It's so funny. No, I'm definitely not mad at you.
Okay, good. Phew.
I expect the pot holders and the plastic bowls to be over here from your kids.
All the time.
At least.
I teach them. Just go over there. Take all your shit over there. I don't want it over at my house.
Yeah, they came over to my house the other day because they were like, my mom's watching something she doesn't want us to watch. And I was like, well, now you're all over here?
I did not say, oh, no. I just claimed the TV. They were more than welcome to watch. It was a cooking show.
Oh.
No. I didn't care if they stayed. They all just wanted to watch what they wanted to watch. And I said, no, I have not watched not 1 ounce. What is the measurement of TV?
I don't know,
not
but you're
1
watching
minute.
A cooking show, so an ounce was appropriate.
I know. Maybe that's why it was in my mind. But not 1 minute of TV. The whole weekend, I had not watched anything. I was like busy, go. And they were enjoying themselves, feet kicked up the whole weekend. And finally, I was like, okay, I'm going to sit down. I'm going to do this laundry and I'm going to watch my cooking show. You're welcome to stay or you're welcome to go. It wasn't anything inappropriate.
Oh,
of course, once they left, I then turned. I was like, okay, great. And then I watched The Other Black Girl. It's so good.
So good. It is so good. I am 4 episodes in.
Yep. Hooked.
I love it. Actually, while we're talking about shows, I don't want to go on for a long time. I feel like we talked a long time last week. I was bored re-listening.
Us talk a long time. That's weird.
I was like, shut up, Erin. Move on. But I need a correction to my recommendation.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you said it was no good anymore.
It was horrible. I watched the rest of the show. I don't know why I watched the rest of it, but I felt obligated to because I had told everybody else to watch it.
Uh-huh.
It was horrible. It was horrible.
Oh.
Don't watch it. Don't watch it with your kids.
Oh.
I hated it. I hated every minute of it. I will not watch the second season.
Okay.
But I will redeem myself with a very good recommendation.
Well, first tell everybody in case they didn't listen, what was the name of the one they should not watch
do
anymore?
not watch Shelter on Amazon Prime. I hated it.
Okay.
The
Won't watch
first
that.
episode is like kind of charming, and you're like, I could watch it. No.
Okay. Don't do it. Don't fall for it,
Don't
everybody.
do it. It's so bad.
Okay. I'm glad we're not going on and on about this, but go ahead.
Right. Thank you. You brought it back. I was moving on.
Just kidding.
Okay. Yeah. So The Other Black Girl is so good on
It's
Hulu.
so good.
So good. And my other one is No One Will Save You on Hulu.
So you did watch it.
Yes. Becky, our Patreon. We love her.
Yes. Hi, Becky.
She sent me a little DM and was like, you got to watch this movie.
Okay.
And then I watched a TikTok on it. I was like, that's the same one Becky told me to watch.
Uh-huh.
And the girl on the TikTok was like, it's so scary
Hmm.
and there's no talking in it.
Oh, how weird.
And I thought, well, I'm not watching this with a big old group of people because I will ruin it by talking. So it
Yep.
can't be one of our scary movie nights.
Yep.
So I went ahead and watched it. There's literally, I think, 2 words in the entire movie.
Oh, how weird. I love movies like that.
And I was on the edge of my seat. I was trying to fold laundry and I just stopped halfway through, like for an hour, just holding a shirt.
Oh my
The
god.
whole time not folding it because I like couldn't move off the screen. It was awesome.
I feel like this is a movie I need to watch with mom.
Oh my gosh, can we both watch it with mom?
Of course. I won't just she's
It'd be
both of our
so
mom.
Weird. I'm just saying, like, wait for me.
I was like, no, you can't.
No,
Dibs.
this is for me and mom alone. Yeah, mom would love it.
Yes. Edge of your seat. She loves those.
It was so good. It was
Nice.
fantastic. Nora came in 10 minutes in and was like, what are you watching? I said, well, it's this movie. Nothing much has happened yet, but kind of a lot has happened.
Yeah.
But no words have been spoken, but I can tell you what's going on. It's just so good.
Okay.
The main girl in it should win something.
Okay. Nice.
I felt everything she needed me to feel
Oh, I
without
love it.
saying anything. I got a whole storyline. I know backstory.
Ooh, nice with no words.
No words.
Impressive.
Amazing. I really, really liked it a lot.
Can't wait to watch it.
Yeah, so that has my full recommendation. There you go.
There you
does
go.
The Other Black Girl. I've only watched 4 episodes, but I feel like it's going in the right direction.
Oh, it definitely is. It's really good.
Yeah. All right. So way to go, Hulu.
Okay. Nice, Hulu.
Anyways, you've got to fill me in on what happened the other day. Kevin, this was so weird.
Okay. Tell everybody, because I know what you're about to ask, because I've been waiting for you to ask me.
Yeah, this is my perspective.
Okay.
One of my kids, I don't remember which one, said, hey, can I go over to Aunt Maggie's? And Kevin said, no, they're getting massages. And I said, I'm sorry, what? What? Who's getting massages? The whole family? He said, all I know is some big guy walked in carrying 2 massage tables. I was like, what are you talking about? There's no way that's happening tonight. And he said, I don't know what else they could be doing.
On a Thursday night,
Yeah,
right?
middle of like a weeknight. All the kids are running in and out of your house.
Mm-hmm.
And Kevin's like, I don't know what's happening, but I'm pretty sure they're getting massages. So you all are not allowed to go over there.
Oh, these nosy neighbors I have.
I know. I was like, that's
Can't,
not happening. I sent you a message. I'm like, what's happening at your house? Because Kevin thinks you're getting a massage. And you were like, yeah, I am.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Nothing is wrong with it, but it's so bizarre to me. And I need
Just,
context.
You know what? It's I don't think there's anything wrong with a couple deciding to get a midweek massage.
There's not. But wouldn't you say, hey, Aaron, will you watch my kids for an hour?
I don't want to bother you.
Since when? That is the weirdest thing about the whole thing. You bother me
Oh my
all the
gosh.
time. I'm happy to do it. We back and forth.
Okay, your text to me was the most comical. Like I laughed so hard because I looked at James and said, "Oh my god, Aaron thinks that we're getting massages right now. We've got to keep this going."
Did you not?
No, who gets a
Oh.
massage on a Thursday?
Thank you.
With
You
all
kept
your
saying-
kids running around.
You kept talking about how like it was happening, and I was like, then I thought you were getting mad at me because I'm like, she's kind of being real shady about it.
I was because I wanted it to be
You're
a
like,
thing.
Why? What is wrong with it? And I was like, oh no, James didn't. She doesn't want him to feel bad about this super weird gift because I will make fun of him behind his back.
Oh no, that was the funniest part. Is that I was like, James, you cannot tell, and we're both dying. Like the thought that we would ever do that, like have a massage therapist come to our house.
I have been trying to picture where it happened in your house. I'm like, if it's a couple's massage, it had to be in your living room.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. No, it was a window salesman. He was he brought in fake windows, like
Oh
like
my
in a big,
gosh.
like, I don't know, like a big briefcase type thing.
Oh.
But it was a whole window that he brought into the house, and he had 2 different kinds. So he brought 2 of them in.
Oh my gosh, that is hilarious. I cannot wait to tell Kevin. We have talked about it multiple times since.
Oh my gosh. I know. Well, that's why I was like, do not, because James, he had some really dirty joke. I don't know what it was. He was like too dirty. He was not even going to tell me anymore. He was like, he started to say, he's like, oh, write this. It's like, oh no, never mind. That's too dirty. I was like, what? Now I want to know. And then he never did tell me. So who knows? His mind got real dirty. But he was like, never mind, don't write it. And so they said, well, you cannot, next time you see her, don't talk about it because she's going to bring it up on the podcast. And I cannot wait until she does. And then you forgot last weekend.
I did. Well, you forgot too.
I did, but I also did not want to be the one that brought it up because I thought, you've got so tonight. I was like, hey, don't forget, ask me about the
I know.
homosexual
I've been
thing.
thinking about it since we stopped recording last week. I'm like, I cannot believe I have to go another week. Because I was like, well, just tell me now. You're like, no, I'm telling you on the podcast. Oh, Kevin and I bring it up probably every other day.
Oh, I can't wait to see his reaction.
He keeps saying stuff like, well, I mean, I haven't gone to a couple massage in our house yet, so I guess I'm not James. Like, he'll make little snide remarks all the time. I'm like, actually, don't do that. I want to go somewhere.
Yeah, it would be horrible. Like,
It'd be so bad.
that's what the whole joke was so funny is that you think that we would get a massage in the middle of the week.
I didn't think it. That's why I texted you because I was like, well, explain yourself.
With all of our kids running around. But then the fact that you were like kind of believed it was so comical to me.
You doubled down.
Yeah, I did. Like a champ.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man, that's great. So yeah, no couples massages in my home, in my filthy home. No. Oh, it sounds awful. If he ever did that, I mean, that's like that one time. The nerve of this man. You know what he did?
I do know.
When he hired me a cleaning lady.
Oh, okay. That's not what I was thinking.
Oh, you're thinking about the time he took me on a shopping spree? He is such a bastard. I don't know who I married. No, I'm just not like typical people.
You're not like the other girls.
I'm not like the other girls. You're right. I'm not. I hate shopping. So bless his heart, he tried to take me on a shopping spree. It was the worst day of my life. I was like getting hives. I'm like, why are we doing this? This is horrible.
Yeah.
Then he had the nerve to take me to a jewelry store and try to buy me a piece of jewelry. I don't wear jewelry. Poor guy. He cannot win. But then one time during the pandemic, he thought it would be a good idea to hire someone to clean my house because I was complaining all the time about how filthy the house was. But he surprised me. So they show up at the door while I'm in NTI. So I'm on camera.
Oh my gosh.
Teaching with a brand new baby. They knock at the door with all their cleaning stuff. Well, what do you do? What do you do when you hire somebody to come and clean your house?
You pick up your house.
You pre-clean it.
Yeah.
You have to pre-clean it. You don't want anybody to know you've lived in that filth.
I would let the filth happen, but I would pick up the stuff.
Absolutely.
In the way.
But no, you also, some of the filth you got to clean.
Yeah.
Some of it
you
you
don't
do.
want to be judged
especially
too much.
Not too much, especially when you have a newborn baby that's like just taking handfuls and throwing stuff. Like, no.
Well, then you have the excuse of the baby.
Yeah, but it was awful. It was awful. Again, hives the whole time. And then he's like, were you excited? I'm like, no, I'm pissed. I mean, he just cannot win. He cannot win.
Yeah, he should run stuff by me first.
He really, really should.
My mother-in-law got me a cleaning service right before I had my second child.
Oh.
And I will tell you.
Was it awful?
No, it was the best thing of my whole life. I always said, I'm like, when my girls are like, if they decide to have kids, that is what I'm going to get them.
Yeah, just give them a heads up.
Yeah, give them a heads up. It was so nice, though. I was like, I just want to come home with a new baby to a beautiful, clean house.
That is. So, like, while you were at the hospital, they cleaned the house? Oh, yeah, that's really nice.
It was perfect. It was spotless. And I had Sophie running around, so it's not like I could just clean. I had a huge belly. Also, it had poison ivy up to my armpits. It was crazy. That was a rough time.
It's a really weird time to choose to go hiking, Erin.
I wasn't. My child had poison ivy on their hands and rubbed it all over my arms.
That's awful.
It was really bad.
So mean.
I know. It's a whole story for a different time. Let's move on.
Okay, the only other thing I'm going to say about that experience was that I was also trapped in my house.
Yeah.
So they're
With
like
them
cleaning.
around you.
Oh, it's awful.
Yeah, it's horrible.
I'm like, oh, I wouldn't clean that like that. But I'm so glad you're doing it for me. But also, that's not exactly up to my standard. No, I'm kidding. It was more like, I am so sorry. I just kept apologizing. I'm like, this is horrible. Anyway, you ready for some stories?
Always.
So my story tonight is from Anonymous.
All right.
I heard this story from my childhood friend. So I'm hoping Anonymous asked their childhood friend. That just dawned on me.
Well, now they're super anonymous.
They're super, super anonymous. if we could use the story. Heard this story from my childhood friend. She got married in March 2020, a few days before the lockdown.
Oh, man.
Could you imagine?
Right under the wire.
Yeah. But then you're like, you're like, we're in it.
Right. Yeah. It's kind of like, sorry, everybody.
Yeah.
Sorry, you all just came to my wedding. Super spreader. We didn't know.
But I was also thinking like.
Yeah, got it. Freshly married. And now you're like, well, this better
we gotta
work.
hunker down. Yeah. It's now or never. I guess you're going to figure it out. Heard this story from my childhood friend. She got married in March 2020, a few days before the lockdown. Immediately after the wedding, she went to stay at her in-laws, which is in Goa, and the lockdown was imposed across the nation.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Was the bride from Goa?
I don't know. We didn't get that backstory. Like, yeah, could you imagine?
Are you in a brand new country?
Right. During
in a lockdown with a new husband and his family?
Okay, I know we said we were going to talk about TV shows, but there is one show I want to watch, and it's going to be a bad recommendation because I can't remember the name of it.
Oh,
but it's a documentary about two people who were on a first date. Well, they were on a first date, and they just decided to be spontaneous, and they like bought plane tickets.
Is this Dharma and Greg?
No. Is that how that show starts out? I can't remember.
They like meet on a subway and get married immediately.
It's kind of like that, but they decided to be spontaneous because they were like really hitting it off.
Yeah.
And they like the next day, maybe after this first date, they went and bought plane tickets to go on like this like weekend vacation.
Wow.
And then lockdown hits and they are trapped in this foreign country.
Oh my gosh.
And they've known each other for like a day.
Oh my gosh.
So they have to be in lockdown for like a year together. And the guy is a document now I'm also, this is secondhand. I have not watched this.
Yeah.
I've just heard the premise. But the guy is like he does documentaries. So he starts documenting the whole thing.
This is where I'm skeptical. That seems very convenient.
But wouldn't it be a great story if it wasn't a fake story?
I'm just saying.
Kind of like ghost stories.
I'm like, we're opposites. I'm skeptical of all people. I'm like, shut up. That didn't happen.
You're skeptical of reality, whereas I'm skeptical of...
that's not what I said.
Okay, that's what I felt like it was.
Of living people, I'm skeptical of the living.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, so they're staying with the in-laws. There was a specific room in the house which was locked, and no one in the family would enter the room. So I'm guessing maybe they're not from Goa. It sounds like maybe they don't really communicate. Okay. Is what I'm inferring, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. The newlyweds decide to make the adjacent room next to the locked room as their bedroom. One day, while she was laying in bed, she heard someone giggling in the house, but the sound was unfamiliar.
No, I don't like giggles.
However, this giggle was very distinct. Next morning, my friend opened the locked room to figure out what was the source of the noise. She didn't see anything unusual. She only saw a mirror covered in dust. She cleaned the mirror and then went out. A few hours later, she saw a handprint of a small kid on the mirror. At first, she was confused because there was no kid in the house.
But what about the giggle?
Well, there's giggling and now there's kid handprints.
Okay.
She kind of ignored it and wiped the handprint off the mirror. A couple of hours later...
Why would you do that? Wouldn't you save that as your proof?
Yeah, or ask somebody.
Like, hey, who's been in here? Look at this handprint.
But maybe she thought, well, I guess I didn't get that the first time I wiped it down.
Okay, but it was dusty before.
Okay. A couple of hours later, she again saw the same handprint. She asked the family members to check if anyone was trying to pull a prank on her. No one in the family had any idea what was going on. She sent the pictures of the handprint to her friend, who was a medium. Just by looking at the picture, her friend asked my childhood friend to stop whatever she is doing with the mirror and asked my friend to cover the mirror with a white cloth. My friend, I would be like, tell me why.
No, mirrors are so freaky.
I need you to tell me more. My friend ignored her warning. She continued with wiping off the handprint from the mirror.
Girl, pay attention.
I don't know why. Like, why are you going to call? Don't you hate when somebody is like, I need advice, and then they don't listen to your advice?
Instead, I'll do the exact opposite. Screw you. No, thank you. Sorry, that got harsh. That got intense.
Really did.
Sorry. Mirrors really freak me out.
Clearly. At the beginning, it was just one handprint of a child. My friend thought that there was a supernatural entity trying to establish a connection with her. So that's why she's like, let's see what's going on. Yeah.
Oh, careful what you wish for.
She continued with the activity of cleaning the mirror, which also, clearly they don't want the mirror cleaned.
Yeah.
So maybe find another way to connect.
Bitch, I just put my hand here.
You want me to do it again? I'll do it again.
Oh, now I just see that little kid like, Oh, you just cleaned it? Sorry. Boom.
Right. Little brat ghost.
Yeah.
Little bossy boots ghost.
I'm picturing a child in my head right now who would totally do that. I won't name names.
Mine. I know. It's
No,
fine.
it wasn't yours.
Yours.
No, it wasn't even mine. It was a little kid at school. I'm like, you would do that.
Funny. Also, mine would too. A few weeks later, while still in lockdown, she noticed that the size of the handprint has changed to 3 times the size of her hand.
Whoa, that's a lot bigger.
I mean, that baby grew up fast.
Yeah, that's not a baby. That is a demon.
Mm-hmm. The prints were, again, I don't know where this is going. Cold read. The prints were looking less human, and at times there were more than 2 handprints. My friend started to get nervous. She again called her spirit medium, who's probably like,
look. No, sorry. You didn't listen to me last time.
And asked what she should do. Medium's probably like, you're shit out of luck.
Yeah, I'll charge you double. That's you pay me 3 times what you were thinking of paying me.
Right. The medium told my friend that the entity is trying to contact her, and if she wants, she can talk to it now.
Ooh.
Oh, I feel like that's bad advice.
That medium is like, okay.
Oh, yeah.
I got you.
I'm going to show you not to.
Yeah, go talk to that demon. He thinks you're cute.
Talk about passive aggressive.
Right?
That'd
like me. That'd be a petty medium.
Also sounds like somebody who would clip off the hook, the little loop
I swear
in a
I
pot
did not
holder.
do that.
Just saying.
I just feel like you have a couple redheads who would do that.
It's true. And they also would put their handprints on things on purpose. My friend was scared and she wanted to get rid of it. The medium told her to close her eyes and politely tell the entity to leave her alone. After this, for a few days, the activity stopped. After the lockdown was lifted, she went to meet her mother for a few days. A few days later, she came back to her in-laws. Her mom called and said last night her pet dog was scared of something. It would try to sleep in bed. However, after a few seconds, it would jump off the bed as if someone or something was spooking the dog. The dog had its tail between its legs, and it would constantly look in one direction. She again asks the spirit medium what went wrong. The medium said that the entity has gained an interest in her, which is why it followed her to her mom's house, and it was upset with her because she wanted to discontinue from contacting the entity.
Yeah.
The medium told my friend to cover the mirror with a white cloth. Oh, or right back to square one.
Yeah, well, she didn't listen the first time. I'll say it again.
And let it gather dust. Even if she sees handprints later, just ignore it. After doing this, the supernatural activity stopped. So that means somebody had done that before, remember? Like it was covered in dust. However, to date, if she removes the white cloth from the mirror, she can see a couple of handprints, which doesn't seem to belong to a human. As per the medium, this entity is from another dimension, and it looks like a scary creature. It might be a shapeshifter.
Oh, no. Mirrors are like portals, and they freak me out. To other dimensions. It literally just said it. It just said it.
Yeah.
I'm always afraid my reflection is not going to match me.
Oh, that is such the weirdest fear.
I started doing that gua sha again.
What are you talking about? You're just making words.
That like, it's like that marble stone thing.
I didn't know you ever did that, Erin.
I did it. You made fun of me for it.
Oh, well, it sounds about right.
But I'm like, I need to do it. My face is getting puffy and I'm congested. I've got a sinus infection. I'm just going to try it again. So I was doing like this pulls. I don't know. I was like pulling the stone across my chin 15 times and like staring directly in my eyes. And I was like,
that's always weird.
Oh, I don't like this. It like freaked me out. So then I had to like look down and finish. I just don't like mirrors.
Yeah. Well, making eye contact with yourself for that long really messes with your brain.
It does. But there's there is a scientific thing that happens to your brain. Like if you look at it too long, it starts to look like you're melting or something.
Well, and I think that would probably be because you never really do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you have like patterns that your brain will kind of connect to because you see things all the time.
Right.
But your face is not something, I mean, you look at it in the mirror, but it's not something you pass by.
Even when I'm like getting ready in the morning and staring in front of a mirror, I'm not staring like in my eyes.
Right, right. So then to make eye contact with yourself, it's like too abstract, or it's like a weird.
Yeah. It's like uncanny valley against myself.
Yeah. It's really weird. It makes me kind of want to go do it right now.
Oh, I don't want to. I don't ever want to look at a mirror again. I'm going to take them all down. Cover them with white cloth.
Make sure they get real dusty,
That'd
and then
be
I'll send
so-
my kids over.
It'd be real spooky to just walk into a house and have all the mirrors covered. Because you'd be like,
Why?
Why are you doing that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, have you ever gone somewhere where they've done that?
No. But like I've seen movies where they cover
Well,
the
yeah.
mirrors when somebody
Again,
dies.
Yeah, but you made that sound like that's
Well, that's
like
what
a
happened
thing.
in the story.
No, they found a mirror that was really, really dusty.
It wasn't covered in a white cloth.
No.
I made that part up.
Not yet.
Okay.
No, but then she told her at the end, cover
Mhm.
it and wait until it gets really dusty.
Okay. So that was in the locked room though. How did she end up getting into that locked room?
She decided to go in there to investigate the giggling
Okay.
and then found the mirror, which leads me to the question of like, didn't the family ever tell you? This is why I think there might have been a language barrier.
Yeah.
Like, why was that door locked?
Wouldn't you ask your husband though?
Right. Like,
Be
go
like,
ask
"Hey,
them.
what's happening here?
Yeah. There's a couple holes in the story.
Maybe they're just not nosy.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Maybe they're just not American. Like, we would definitely go and ask questions.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm too nosy to let that just go.
Yeah.
Although she's kind of nosy because she went on, she's like, I just don't want to bother with the middleman. I'll figure this out by myself.
Yeah. Back to being American.
I'd like to know some background, like information though.
Yeah.
From the family.
From the source.
Oh, it's scary.
It is scary. I think that, it could be a bevy of things.
Sure.
It could be an actual person putting handprints on there. Yeah, just a real person. That's all I can tell you. Handprints are left
They
by
weren't
real
even
people.
real people handprints in
Well,
the end.
Yeah, but have you ever taken your hand and like slid it up
No, because I'm not a freak. Why
Well,
would you do that?
to prank somebody?
No.
Mm-hmm.
No. Nope. There were multiple handprints. There was giggling. They never saw the person.
So here's what I'm thinking.
They're in lockdown. It's not like they're people
Yeah,
are
but they
coming
could
in
be
and out.
in lockdown with like a 7-year-old little boy named Miles who thinks pranking is hilarious. He starts giggling because whatever, he's 7 and he saw something inappropriate and he's in this one room and he's giggling. Oh, he's in the locked room he's not supposed to be in.
Well,
He starts
How does
giggling.
nobody know he's not in? Like, how does nobody? How's
Because-
everyone unaware that he's in that house?
Because if you have a child like that, you're like, good grief, just want them to keep busy so I don't have to worry about them.
So he just snuck into a neighbor's house. That's what you're saying?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
So he's in there and he like giggles and then realizes it spooked somebody out. And now, hook, line, and sinker, I'm going to up this ante every time.
Okay. I want you to think of that same 7-year-old named Miles.
Yeah, could he pull that off?
How long could he have pulled that off without coming out and being like, ha ha ha?
Well, he's been honing his craft lately. Did you not see that
I saw
video
it.
of him scaring his dad the other day?
I saw it, but after that first scare, that's all he's talked about for 2 weeks.
This is true.
So it's not like he's like, oh, long con. Now I'm going to make these
Yeah.
fingerprints look
Yeah.
even longer and creepier. No.
Listen, I didn't ever say he was a Jim. I just said he's good at pranking.
I'm just saying 7-year-olds might be good at the initial prank. They're
Some
not good at the
could
long
be more
con.
developed.
No,
Maybe
they're
even
not.
a 10-year-old.
I teach a bunch of 7-year-olds and I do not buy it. Not even a 10-year-old.
Well, all I'm saying is that a handprint could be actually made by, and you're not in that room 24 hours a day to watch everybody that walks by that. Until then, you cannot prove that it wasn't a human.
You cannot prove that a child came into a locked room during COVID lockdown and nobody knew
Okay.
he was in there.
Let's just say this. What if it was like, let's say an original handprint? You were just talking about your own child leaving handprints of different various things.
I did.
Poison ivy?
Oh, yeah. Man, I forgot about that.
So
Immediately.
quick. So quick. Oh, that's hilarious. No, so let's say this kid has something sticky on their hand.
Okay.
They, like back when the mirror was just a mirror in a functioning room,
Okay.
they leave their handprint on this mirror. Years go by. That kid's moved out. They're gone, whatever.
Could be your husband even.
Yeah, could have been his hand, sure. So for whatever reason, thank you for always giving me a little bit more.
Sorry, I just saw that cute little connection that like, oh,
Oh, that would be cute. But so it's his handprint, but then dust forms over this entire mirror.
Okay.
For years and years,
Yeah.
right? So you don't see the handprint at first, but you go and you wipe down and the dust gets gone and you're just kind of in a hurry. You dusted it off real quick, whatever. You come back, you see the handprint that has been left.
okay.
Okay. So at first you're like, oh my gosh, that's really weird. You start talking about it to other people in the house.
Uh-huh.
You have an adult prankster, somebody who hears this story. Somebody's like, okay, I am so bored during this pandemic. Here's my chance to entertain myself.
Okay, I don't think that's the case, but if
Or a
that's
squatter.
your new husband,
A really bored squatter.
you should leave your brand new husband if he's doing
I
that.
don't think he did it.
I'm
It
just
could
saying.
be like his brother. It could be the brother-in-law.
Oh my gosh. Well, that was a great story, regardless.
Right?
And if that was a prank, then holy cow, they really
Mhm.
nailed it, but I don't think it was a prank. Okay, so I am going to read a story tonight
Oh, I hope so.
from Jade.
Jade!
Yes, so this is Jade who says, I used to practice Wicca. I'm also Christian, and I guess I must have done something wrong during one of my prayers.
Ooh,
Because after that, my apartment was definitely haunted.
tell us more.
I was also pregnant with kid number 2, so I don't know if that plays into anything here.
It absolutely does.
Like psychosis wise or not, or what?
I just meant like, yeah,
Okay.
pregnancy. Well, just pregnancy.
In
You
general.
feel haunted. You feel a little possessed.
You feel like there's another presence with you
There
all the time.
At all times, yes.
It's like a Quirrell in Voldemort, only instead of it being on the back of your head, it's in your belly. You don't
No
get
idea.
it.
No
you
idea.
don't get it. It's fine. Doing the dishes, my silverware would fly across the kitchen into my living room.
Whoa.
Now, listen, I was pregnant 3 times. That never happened to me.
Nope, that's another level.
Doors would be open that I didn't open. Lights would be on I didn't turn on. But the creepiest shit would be at night, putting my 2-year-old son to sleep. He's got those big sliding closet doors. I would be rocking him and hear knocking from inside of the closet.
Nope.
I know. I prayed to Jesus every night over my son's bed once he was asleep to ease my mind. And I feel like I'd always hear voices on the baby monitor or more banging and knocking coming from the closet through the monitor.
Ooh.
So I was always in there checking on him, and I had a feeling every time that there were eyes on me in there. Telling my husband about this, he thought I was overreacting and just scaring myself. But then he heard it one night.
What?
Just a loud bang from the closet, and it woke up our son. So like 3 people are hearing this now, including the baby.
Okay.
And then he started to feel the eyes on him. We were like, nope, fuck this. Our son slept with us that night. Still had the baby monitor on, and we both could now hear voices and little knocking sounds coming from our son's room. He's not even in there, so you can't even blame him.
I wasn't going to.
I'm just saying. I decided to box everything up that I had collected for Wicca. Books, rocks I've used, journals with prayers in them, candles I bought with Wiccan symbols. I wasn't taking any chances because I didn't know what else to do. I put all the shit in a box, prayed to God over it, taped it shut, put a Bible on top of it, and let it sit in my closet. It's still in my closet to this day, and nothing has since showed its presence of being in our apartment, and especially our son's room. Whatever it was is gone, and I'm scared it's now in the box.
Well, do Jumanji style. Dig a hole. Bury that shit.
I don't know how to properly get rid of it.
I just told you.
Yeah, well, you've read that. You said that before I read it.
And then you hear the boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Me too. That's one of my favorite.
Such a great one. I
Yeah.
love the book. I love the movie. Love it all.
Yeah. Yeah, it's excellent.
Really great. I should get that for Miles and read it to him. Okay, back to this topic. I know you're going to hate me for this, but
I already do. It's fine.
why couldn't it be an animal in the closet?
Because animals don't talk. A parrot. Do you think it was a parrot?
Did I
There were
tune out?
voices.
An animal can definitely make a sound that sounds like a voice.
There are voices.
Have
in
you
the room.
not heard our new dog Beagle who like sings? I swear she sings. I'm like, oh my gosh, you are such a beagle.
Well,
I'm not saying they have a beagle in the closet. I'm saying it could be some sort of animal. It could even be like you remember how you had that mystery something?
it was a rat. You always try to shield the people. I had a rat in the house.
No, I forgot it was a rat. I thought it was a squirrel. I thought you found out it was squirrels.
No, I never. No, we had a rat situation.
Okay. So you had a rat situation, but for a long time you didn't know what it was, and it was like this mystery.
It was so loud, but I never heard voices. I heard thumping around.
You heard thumping around, so they could have a rat, like a squeaky rat, that sounds like voices are happening. What if they like had their like little paws and they're like rubbing their little paws together and it's like making a whispering sound?
Okay, that's a stretch.
Okay, that was a stretch, but it still could have been some sort of animal, and the squeaking or some sort of sound that the animal was making
Okay,
could have made them think it was a voice.
no. What about the silverware flying across the room?
Okay, she opened the door a little bit, didn't she?
I don't know. What are you gonna say?
she opened the door to like, there could have been some sort of psychosis, some sort of, state of mind. Pregnancy is wild and it messes with your hormones. And there's a lot of research behind what your brain can do with high levels or low levels of hormones.
Okay. I don't think it can throw silverware across the room.
But it could make you have a psychosis moment. I'm trying to be very delicate and sensitive, but I don't think it's anything that we should, like, it's not a taboo subject. Like, I think the different things that a woman's body goes through when they are pregnant are not to be, like, lightly talked about. So that's kind of why I am being delicate right now. However, because I experienced a lot of stuff when I was pregnant, postpartum and everything else, wild things that I had never experienced before. Now, did I see silverware? No, I didn't see that fly across the room, but I felt things and had emotions that I had never had before and never had again. So I'm just saying she herself opened that door a little bit for me. So I'm going to walk through it.
Okay. I don't know. Knocking that your baby can hear.
It's all
wakes
terrifying.
them up. It's so scary.
Yeah.
And it all stopped. Like, you think that mouse in the wall was suddenly like, oh, they're praying. I must be freaking them out.
I think that mouse got trapped in that box.
No. Oh my gosh. You're so dumb.
No, I think maybe, I don't know. Maybe whatever it was after is now in that box and is gone. And so now it has no reason to be there anymore.
Yeah, I think that too, but I think it more supernaturally.
So I thought it was interesting, though, that it was the Wicca things. And I don't know much. Wicker? Where am I at?
I don't think it's Wicker.
Okay, help me out here.
Jade said Wicca.
Wicca, okay. So because I always thought, and I don't know much, so I'm very, very novice speaking here. So I'm sure there's a lot of people talking at me right now. But I always thought Wicca was not necessarily like witchcraft. It's more about nature and naturalistic things.
Yeah.
Holistic things.
Yeah. Now, I will say the way we were brought up,
anything outside of Christianity
was wrong. So,
Right.
So there's a chance that like maybe Jade was putting a lot of energy into this and then it just kind of freaked her out. Like, even if it wasn't related, I feel like it could be like, well, here's something I could blame it on.
Almost like it was like a mental like state of mind that this must be a negative thing.
Right. But of what's causing it, not of like, this is an explanation for the situation that is happening.
Well, what came first?
I'm making up this whole situation in my head.
The chicken or the egg?
Her husband and the baby could hear the things too.
The one thing in the closet, not the other things. They didn't see all of the other things. They didn't hear all of the other things.
We didn't hear that perspective. It was not mentioned.
I just thought that was an interesting way to go in that, like that it was the things that were associated with Wicca.
Yeah.
Were the cause. Because I'm like, listen, I have not read the entire Bible, but there's some pretty dark and disturbing things in there. So why couldn't it have been something from the Christian faith?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
no,
that's just where my mind went. I was like, it's interesting that immediately she went to like packing all that stuff up instead of like putting crucifixes up because it could be like the devil.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I have read the whole Bible. There are some dark,
that's
creepy,
impressive.
spooky
I definitely
things.
have not. I got to that one chapter where it was like just named for like
it's horrible.
20 pages.
There's a whole section that's like measurements of something. I'm like, I don't care about this.
Yeah. Like I just remember I fell asleep so many times. It's like, I think God is telling me not to read this book. Like, by the way, I maybe wrote it, but I don't recommend it. So I was like,
maybe he had a hand in writing it. I don't know if he wrote it all.
According to the Bible, he did.
I'm just telling you, I think man was involved. Constantine, I feel like, is involved somehow.
Yeah, I think, well, if you want to know my true belief, I believe man did it all. But anyway, I digress. I am also just saying that I think that beliefs have a lot of power.
Yeah.
They really do.
Yeah, they absolutely do.
And I think that is so interesting that like once that box got all wrapped up and put away, it stopped. I don't think that's paranormal, nor do I think it's a coincidence.
I think it's interesting because I also think that your lack of belief can also do a lot.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because you'll close out any possibility that you're like, well, no, it wasn't that.
Not any. Time warps. I've opened up to that.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm kind of trying to get on board with like What was I trying to get on board with last week? I listened to it. I was like, oh, Megan.
Astro projecting.
Astro project. Come on. But I tried. I tried.
I'm just saying your
the
belief.
antithesis of belief can also
Yes.
have the same amount of power.
Yeah.
I could hear that. I'm down for that.
Well, you sounded so smart the way you said that.
Thank you. Sometimes I can pull it out of nowhere.
That's what he said.
Put it away. Put it away.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so are you ready now for fan favorites?
I'm ready.
Okay, so I asked you earlier if Preston had been a fan favorite because we just need to do a whole nother shout out because I keep picking fans.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how did you hear about us? Oh, Preston. I'm like, oh my gosh, Preston, we need to get you on payroll.
I know. And I'm about to go on vacation with Preston.
Oh, that's right.
I'm so excited.
That's right. So that's how we'll pay you. You get to spend time with Aaron.
I was like, wait a minute. I'm not paying for anything.
No, with your time.
I'm paying for a lot of it, but just my stuff.
Yeah, just your stuff. No, you all can do a little Harry Potter podcast. I won't be jealous at all. Trust me.
Preston is way too busy to have a podcast with me.
Oh, well, okay. We'll plug something for her.
She's just, she has her incredible Sweet June Bakery that has the most beautiful cookies I've ever seen in the whole world.
know,
they're
they're
almost
beautiful.
too pretty to eat, but I've had them and they're so delicious.
Mm.
So, yeah, it's amazing. And even if you're not local, just follow her on Instagram, Sweet June Bakery, because they're mesmerizing.
Fun to watch it. Yeah, absolutely. So, Preston, here we are plugging you. You're like a secondary, again, fan favorite. But I asked Taylor to be a fan favorite tonight. Apparently, you had drinks with her a month ago.
I did. She was at the comedy show, and I had my adult pool day with her. She's a delight.
Well, she looks beautiful and way too cool to listen to us.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to point that out, but yeah, she is very cool.
Well, I was like, I just thought, you know what? I'm going to go through and just find people who just joined
Yeah,
and ask them to be, because if you just joined, there's a reason why you just joined.
yeah.
Like you weren't added by somebody else. You're just showing up. So I picked somebody and it just happened to be Taylor.
Okay.
Now I know why. You had drinks with her. I'm sure you said, I have a podcast. But anyway, I said, hi, Taylor, all my whole things. And I did say, I'm taking a gamble here that you might be a listener. You're not just like in here for a looky-loo. I don't know. What are y'all in here for if you're not listening? Still so weird to me. But anyway, Taylor said, well, hell yes. Huge fan of the podcast.
Oh,
That's super nice. Unfortunately, I have nothing to plug.
oh,
I was like,
that's not true.
Mm-hmm. I knew.
I've got stuff to plug for.
Okay, well, I don't know. Get consent first, but
All right, fine.
anyway, so I said, sometimes I make myself laugh. I said, hell, I'm just excited to hear you listen. Since you're such a huge fan, how about I just plug our podcast? And then we both laughed. And then I was like, how did you hear from us? Preston, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. But I did say, hey, if you think of something by tonight, let me know. And guess what? They thought of something.
Oh, good.
Here's a plug, but it's not until next January.
Yes, that's what I was going to plug.
Ah, okay. My one-act play, Feng Shui, which is a dark comedy, will be shown January 18th through the 21st at Highview Art Center. More information about my play and other amazing performances this season can be found at www.highviewartscenter.com. So we will absolutely check that out.
She wrote that play.
Shut up.
She wrote a play. I'm going.
Taylor, Miss Humble. I don't have anything to plug.
I don't have anything to plug. I'm like,
don't know
you're a
what.
hairstylist, and everybody I know through Preston goes to you, so you're
Wow.
really great.
How cool.
I saw Preston's hair; it was incredible.
Nice.
And she's a playwright.
Don't
Oh,
worry,
I'm sorry.
Whitney. Don't worry, Whitney. You're still safe.
Oh yeah, I mean she's out in Oldham County.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not driving out to Oldham County. Taylor, you're
Hell no.
awesome, but I'm not driving out to
Oh.
Oldham County.
We love you, Taylor. But
Also, I can't afford Whitney. I paid the $35 at Z's
Mm-hmm.
Talent, where they're training people, because
I get
poor.
2 haircuts a year. I used to only get 1 a year, but
Yeah.
then Whitney is so funny. I now get 2.
Yeah, well, that's how they get you. That's why I won't go to her. I'm like, I'll be broke.
I really just pay. Don't care about my hair. I had your oldest daughter cut my hair during the pandemic, and it looks great.
Yeah,
I don't care. I'm just there to hang out with Whitney. I'm like, I don't get to see you often enough. I see her once a month, but it's not enough. So I pay her twice a year for a little extra Whitney time.
Yeah. Yeah, well, if you need a hairstylist or if you want to go see a play, I mean, let me know if you're in Louisville, you want to go. I'm going.
Oh, yeah. I would love to go.
Yeah,
A
Russ
dark
and I are
comedy?
definitely going. Christine's going. It's going to be so much fun.
Yes. Well, come on. Let's make it a whole thing.
Yeah,
Let's do
in
this.
January, you got time to get tickets. It's going to be
Yes.
great. I can't wait. I'm really pumped about it because Taylor is a lot of fun.
Nice. Okay. Well, Taylor, thank you so much for being a huge fan of the podcast.
And I know she listens because I tried to give the waiter at Third Turn when we were at the comedy show. I was like, he said, "Oh, I got a new computer. I lost your sticker." And I was like, "Oh, here, I got one." And I gave him one. And she goes, "I'm sorry. That's $3. What are you talking about?" So, okay, way to pay attention.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So if you want your sticker for $3 or you want a magnet to go along with that, you can join our Patreon. It's $3 a month, gets you a sticker, a magnet, and our extra bonus content. And it also gives you a movie night if you pay $5 a month. You can find out all about that on our website, www.myskepticalsister.com, where you can also write in directly. And listen, if you write in directly, please do, because we keep getting some stupid emailer from Eric. What's his name? I don't know. He's trying to sell us on a website. I'm like, you're on our website.
Yeah. We got...
We have a beautiful website.
Yes, Stephanie and Bob. Thank you. We don't need any Eric.
I don't need you,
Get out of
Eric.
here with your noise, Eric.
He
We got
emails
Stephanie and
us
Bob.
4 times a day. Get out of here. So anyways, it's just an automated thing, but I want a real person. Send us a message. Just, tell us our hair looks nice. Do something in there. Get us off this Eric guy. And anyways, you can go to our website there. It can also tell you where our P.O. box is. You can find out about any upcoming live events when we have them, if we have them ever again.
Maybe. You mentioned it the other night. I thought, oh, look at you.
I know. They said something at Third Turn. So we got a good space for it. Let us know. Oh, but it makes me nervous. Or you can write us in at myskepticalsister@gmail.com to write us in directly. And you can rate, review, subscribe on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. And you can tell your friends about us. Just, act like Preston. Tell people about us. Get us some listeners. We love it. And we'll talk to you guys next week.
Dio boy, rat dio.
La 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 la.
Hey, before we move on to stories, which needs to come soon.
Yes.
That's what she said.
Every time.
I'm
Every time
sorry.
you get me. I don't see it coming.
Okay.
But clearly, I talk a lot more than you do.
Oh, yeah, you do. Talk a lot more than I do. Every week you do.
So much spit in the corner of my mouth. Golly.
What corners do you have?
Oh, they were like packed full.
Don't you think of your mouth as like an oval?
You've never said the corners of my mouth?
Oh, like of your lips.
Yes, like right here. It was like
Yeah.
spilling over.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, I got real excited. I got like a range of emotions. I got excited and then like real jealous.
Well, don't get unexcited. But
Or
it
even
was
like their little
knocking.
Whoa. That was like on cue. I couldn't time that better.
Oh, gosh, I'm so
Sorry.
glad it's attached.
Sorry.
All right. Well, how long are we?
That's what she asked.
Hey, Google. Stop.
Whoa, why does
What?
she talk like Audrey Hepburn?
That's Catherine
Oh,
Hepburn.
yeah. Catherine Hepburn.
Audrey Hepburn spoke like this all the time. Only
Oh.
British.
Oh, she was so cute.